Hey, good morning. Welcome. Hobby Evolution 8:15 or 16. It's been 10 minutes. My memory fades. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is icy and snowy here in Madison, Wisconsin, which is a bummer. What's not a bummer is in 13 days. Let's see, 13. Let me do the count. 4, 25, 26. I still count with my hands, fingers. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I'm the count on Sesame Street. 12 days. Ooh, 12 days. By the way, March 7th is when I fly out to Arizona for spring training, 12 days away. They changed I fly direct, and in Madison, Wisconsin only has one direct flight. I mean, hey, I'm happy with a direct flight out of Madison. So they have one direct flight per day. Unfortunately, they changed the flight schedule to Phoenix, and it used to be at like 7 a.m., which was perfect because I got out to Phoenix locally at like 9:30 in the morning, so I had a full day of baseball. And then my flight back was in the evening, and I had a full day of baseball on the getaway day. So it was perfect. Not so much now. Now I think it's a 5 p.m. flight. So I will go live Tuesday morning, March the 7th, which is my getaway day as I head out to spring training. And then my flight back is super early in the morning on Tuesday, March 14th. So I basically lose a day on each end, because by the time I, pick my rental car, get to the hotel, check in, it's probably going to be 9 p.m. local time. Does that make sense? 9? Yeah, probably 9 p.m. Maybe 9:30. And then obviously I'll be waking up at like 4 a.m. on that Tuesday. So I was actually just looking at the spring training schedule, and it's like good and bad. There's like a Cubs home game like every freaking day I'm there, which is good and bad. I like to have like a day of not going to a game, a day. So I get there Tuesday, March 7th. Wednesday, so my first day there, my first full day there is against Team Canada. Team Canada plays the Cubs at Sloan Park. So boom, right off the bat, Team Canada. There's actually front row seats right behind home plate available for like $68, but you have to buy two. I'm sure I have plenty of friends that are going to be out there. I'm probably going to lose out on them because it's like, I'll just get lawn seats. I like the berm. I can wander around. Here's the thing though, $68 for first row behind home plate, right there where the camera is. I can put my sign up so people on TV see me. Being like a wannabe Marlins man. But the tickets for like the cheapest tickets on the lawn, the berm, are like $30 or $35. So it's like you spend $30 more and you're boom right behind home plate. So then the Cubs play home games. So Wednesday and then Thursday there's a home game, and then Friday there's a home game against the White Sox. So I'm actually really excited for that game. That might be the game I won. Each spring training I go to, I get front row seat behind home plate. They're usually available on StubHub. And I think that I'm going to pick the White Sox game to be I wanted to be the Canada, but that's going to be my first day. I'm probably going to be out at the Club 400 tent, having a couple beers and just wander in. And that's what I like about the lawn. If I'm front row behind home plate, I want to get there for the first pitch, obviously. If I'm on the lawn, if I wander in the second inning, I'm cool. Remember, I don't go to baseball games to watch baseball. It's more of a social thing for me. That's sacrilegious for some people. I understand. I understand your line of thinking. Respect mine. I do like to go to a game to just hang out and just be at the game. And then I'll look at the box score later. So that's so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I think Friday is going to be my front row day. No home game on Saturday. So I'm not sure. There's also the World Baseball Classic, and I wanted to go out there during the World Baseball Classic to take in a game. Tickets for the World Baseball Classic, whoo, I wanted front row seats for a World Baseball Classic game. That'll run you about $250, $300. Not gonna, what was that? Ross Perot, not gonna that. Not gonna that. So World Baseball Classic, I'm like mixed. Like, I might not go to a World Baseball Classic game. I'm not too interested. We'll see. There's a bunch of other of my friends from Club 400. They're going to be at the same time. They have like evening plan. We have like a group chat. We have evening plans, but I like skip all that. I'm like, I'll hang out with you during the day at the game, at the tailgate tent, before and after the game. But then I go back to my hotel, rest, so I can wake up early in the morning and get to the minor league parks, minor league fields, and watch the minor league guys. So it's like all baseball for me. So Saturday, there's no home game. So I'll have to reach out to my buddy Ethan Roberts, see what his schedule is. Maybe we hit up a card shop. And then Sunday, there's a home game, Cubs home game at Sloan Park. So I'll do that game. And then Monday, and Monday is like my last full day out there. So I don't know what I'm going to do Monday. It's like I've got all this time and I leave first thing in the morning, like early, like before first thing in the morning Tuesday. So I don't know what I'm going to do Monday. Maybe that's a day. We'll see. Maybe that's a card shop day. We'll see. We'll see. So what do we got going on in the chat? I want to talk tops today. I'm stealing again a topic that was discussed on another YouTube program. It's called Hobby Hotline. It was on Tuesday night with my good friend, Uncle Rich Klein. I don't see him popping in the chat yet, but Uncle Rich and Chris Harris, who's Stale Gum, and it was mainly those two, and I apologize to the third person on the panel. Who was it? But I was listening to them go back and forth, Chris and Rich, about tops and like what the ideal set is. And I really enjoyed the conversation between Rich and Chris, because while I may share some opinions that Chris does, he looks through it through the scope of a collector. And this is what Topps should do, but that's not reality, because Topps is a business. They're not a charity for us. They don't, just want to give us because Topps wants to do what's best for the bottom line. And that's why I'm glad that Uncle Rich was there to say, that's all well and good, Chris, but here's why. It's a business. So it was great having those two, because it worked perfectly. The two opinions. So I just wanted to share my opinion, and here I am talking about, but Topps isn't going to cater to me, the collector. Here's what I want, but I also know why Topps won't do it. Although I am confused why they've scaled back the number of cards in a set. So that's what I don't understand. But I do want to share my thoughts on what the ideal number of cards in a Topps set should be. And then I'll kind of piggyback and talk about other products that Topps puts out as well. We've got Terry in the house. What's up, Terry? The baseball card curmudgeon. What's up? Good morning to you. Jeremy is in the house. We've got Ed here. What's up? Michael, good morning. David, what's happening? Victor, good morning. We've got Royals 417. Kyle, what's up? Good morning to you. Michael says, thanks again for the video with Ty on eBay sales. I will never be full-time, but did pick up a lot that most may take as basic stuff. Guess that makes me basic. Michael, I said, never say never. I said never. Maybe 6 months before I went into selling cards full time. I'm like, no, I was having too much fun. I don't know if this was talked about on the stream with Ty the other night, or if we were talking about it backstage off air, but I really, really miss going to a card show, setting up as a dealer with my quarter boxes, making $300-400 selling quarter cards, and then at the end of the show, going to vintage dealers and saying, hey, I want that T206 Joe Tinker. Oh, and I'll take a couple of those Gaudies. And just, pissing away my money that I just made. Now it's income. And it's like, well, now I've got to put this away. We've got to be liquid. We want to have cash on hand. We don't want to be what's the saying, card rich and pay money poor, whatever that saying is. So so that's what I miss the most about card shows as a full-time seller, is I can't just take all my earnings and go spend it on. I mean, it was so crazy during the pandemic having eBay, selling cards on eBay as a side hustle, that I bought a case of Allen and Ginter for like $1,800 just for fun. Just for fun. Bought a case of Ginter, and I lost my ass on it. Because even though it was for fun, I was still, flipping the cards, and I wanted to. I think I probably only made like $500 back on that case. It was brutal. But that was the difference between then and now. It was a lot of fun back then. Money just rolling in without even trying. We've got Paul. What's up, Paul? I hope to see you. Let me rewind that. Saturday at the Madison Card Show. Good morning to you. Hopefully these roads can clear for the weekend. Might get to catch this working from home. Drive safe if you do have to go out. Yeah, we've got some nasty stuff going on here in Wisconsin today. Hopefully it does clear up, and I think it's supposed to. I had a friend text me that lives down in like the Bloomington Normal area, coming up to the Dells this weekend. I think for they have kids, so I don't know if it's for just a vacay or if it's a lot of times for the Dells. They have a lot of like indoor softball, volleyball. They have a lot of tournaments for youth athletics. So based on which friend it is, I assume it's a vacation and not athletics. So they were asking, what are the roads going to be like? What are the roads looking like for you? Because I'm only about 45 minutes from the Dells, and I'm like, it should be clear. We've got some nasty stuff Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It should be clear by the time they're rolling through. And hopefully, yeah, fingers crossed. We want clear weather. Cold, hey, I'll take cold, because I was telling Rich Klein, my ideal weather conditions for a card show: cold but not too cold, and no precipitation, no rain, no sleet, no snow. And it looks like, at least the forecast, the last time I checked yesterday or the day before, checking now, looks like we'll have that for Saturday. Clear side. We're going to see the sun on Saturday, 32 degrees, perfect, literally freezing. But hey, it's not 20 below wind chills where people are not going to leave the house. Road should be clear by Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, Friday afternoon, Saturday morning. So yeah, so looking good for the weather in Madison this Saturday. Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 125 tables. We're sold out with a long waiting list. I mentioned it, 29 dealers at this month's show that were not set up in January. So that's awesome. Love to have new inventory, 9 first-time dealers that have never set up in Madison. So like to see the new blood. So come out, check it out. We've got 5 sponsors for the Madison Card Show this month. 5-star cards. They'll be on hand accepting submissions. They're an authorized dealer for PSA and SGC. I've subbed several times some of my pre-war Cubs cards with SGC through 5-star. Matt does a great job. He'll be in the house taking those submissions on Saturday at the Madison Card Show. We've got the Lion's Den. Jim, he's set up right as you walk in, stair side into the upstairs Capitol Ballroom. He's got some cool, a lot of vintage stuff, a lot of pre-war, even some non-sport, a lot of non-sport stuff, even some like random sports stuff like cricket and soccer from pre-war era. So the Lion's Den, one of our sponsors for the Madison Card Show. We've got Ferry Brother Breaks in the downstairs Williamson Ballroom. They'll take up the entire back wall, and they've got a ton of great stuff. They do breaks, and they sell singles at great prices for you. I've got AJ Collectibles as a sponsor this month. They have 3 card shop locations. Let's see if I can roll those off. Greenfield, Hartford, and Kenosha, AJ Collectibles. They'll be in the house. They'll have some wax for you. Let's see. Who else do we have as a sponsor? We've got 5-Star, Lions Den, Fairy Brother Breaks, AJ Collectibles, and Black Diamond Supply. They'll be on the mezzanine, upstairs on the mezzanine, and they'll have plenty of fresh supplies for you. Black Diamond Supply, one of our sponsors this month. Madison Card Show, Saturday, 125 sold-out dealer tables. Show runs 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The admission is free, and it's going to be a blast. So hope to see you there. Shaw Cards, what's happening? Good morning to you. We've got George in the house. What's up, George? I do a combo of both, but largely a social event for baseball. Enjoy time and beer with friends. World Baseball Classic, I went in Korea. It was good, but not worth the high prices. That's kind of what it's going to be cool. I think is it Sunday night? There's a game. I can't remember the schedule, but I think it's Sunday night. It might be Mexico versus the U.S. on Sunday night. That was kind of the game that I had penciled in as a potential game. And it would be cool to see like the U.S. guys, all the superstars. What does stink for me as a Cubs fan, Seiya Suzuki will not be in Cubs camp by the time I think he's actually flying out to Japan because there's pool play in I think is it 4 different countries. Japan is where one of the pools has their Arizona, Phoenix, Chase Field where the Diamondbacks play. That's where one of the pools is playing. I think Dominican might be hosting a pool play. Can't remember the 4 countries. I know Japan, and I know obviously Phoenix. Can't remember the other 2. But Seiya Suzuki, I won't see him in camp. I was looking forward to seeing because he's bulked up. Wanted to see if he had what type of power he's now possessing with the extra muscle. But he's going to be in Japan with the World Baseball Classic. Cooters in the house. What's up? Logan was stuck in the middle. Aha, Logan. Yes. My apologies. Harlan, what's up? Good morning to you. Diego is here. We've got Herman in the house. Card Hobbyist, what's up? Robert, good morning. Let's see. Kyle says, Logan was on Hobby Hotline Tuesday. Thanks to you. I found Hobby Hotline, which led me to Logan and Val and NASCAR Radio. Awesome. They are awesome dudes. I was able to meet them for the first time at the National a couple years ago. For me, that was a huge find. Can you believe a whole show about NASCAR cards? I cannot believe that. But it's great. What's up, Andrew in the house? Paul Heath is here. What's up? Johnny Boy Cards. Paul says Bo is also in Madison where it's snow. Go south a half-hour drive and it's all ice. Yeah, we had a mix because I went to the post office yesterday afternoon. I didn't realize it was supposed. I've been oblivious to the weather for the last week and a half. But it started snowing at around lunchtime yesterday. And I had to get to the post office and I'm like, and usually I try to wait till the end of the day just so I can get all of my packages and go at the end of the day for the post office. Sometimes I do go around lunchtime and sometimes today's Thursday, Tuesday, I went twice. I did a morning run because Monday was a holiday. So I had weekend backup and packages of backed up packages. So I wanted to get there Tuesday morning. And then I shipped all day Tuesday and had to make an early evening, late afternoon run to the post office. But I went out yesterday just after lunch and it was sleet. The roads were slick. They were starting to get slick, but this storm, they had predicted a mile away. Actually, no, a week away, days out. So they had been treating the roads pretty heavily. So the roads were a little slick, but not bad. And it was sleeting when I went out yesterday afternoon. We actually didn't get much snow, maybe an inch. But a lot of just sleet and not ice, just the hell is frozen snow? Is that sleet? I don't know. But I hear snow blowers, so maybe we got more than an inch. When I looked out, I can still see blades of grass. Maybe I didn't mow short enough at the end of last year. I don't know. Frank didn't tell me. I haven't seen Frank in a while. Where's Frank been? That's what happens in the winter in Wisconsin. You don't see your neighbors. I haven't seen Frank. I've been like isolated though for 2 weeks. So even if I was out, I wouldn't have seen Frank. Because it's winter. Where are we at? Robert says, do you promote all of your eBay listings? Yes, I do. And I did that little, I'll answer that first question. I haven't read the rest. Okay, so I will actually, as I glaze over the rest of your comment, I will address it all. So, do you promote all of your eBay listings? The answer to that is yes. What are the fees for that on your $1.50 cards? It's a percent. So if it's 5%, it's what's 5% of $1.50? 7.5 cents. I've noticed a huge difference in activity on my promoted versus non-promoted. Never seen anything like it. It's absolutely insane, and that's what I wanted to address. And you're thinking, okay, your net profit on a $1.50 card. And just as an aside, remember, my goal isn't to sell $1,000 cards to 1,000 different buyers. My goal is to have buyers come in and buy 10 cards. And in fact, I sold 10 1985 Topps Team USA cards. And we're not talking Mark McGuire. We're talking like Mike Dunn and Shane Mack and Adebayo McDowell. 10 of those, that's $15 for 10, which my buy-in for those was probably collectively for those 10, a half a penny. There's a 25% volume discount. There was probably a promoted fee, so that was still more than $10. And I'll be able to fit those in a 3-ounce PWE at $1.08. Take off, a dime for supplies. Actually, it's probably going to be 15 to 20 cents on supplies. That's still more than, let's see, it's about a $10 profit after all said and done. That, my friends, is the goal of low dollar sales. So approaching the huge difference in activity, it's insane. Even at 5%, 7%, obviously, the higher you go, the more sales it's going to bring in. You go up to 10%. Holy crap. I mean, just imagine if you're doing 5%. Well, look at the difference between not promoting or promoting at the minimum, going to 5%. Look at that difference. Now take it to 10%. And you're like, well, that's 10%. But just think of the additional sales. And if you're a volume seller and you're not selling single $1.50 cards free shipping, but you're doing 10 at a time. That, my friends, is how you can make a lot of sales, which equals a lot of money. That is also why we don't fear fees. Take a look, and I'm glad Robert mentioned this. You take a look, and I'm going to go into my eBay, and I'm just going to share my numbers from just from an impressions standpoint, because in January, I stopped my promotions, and I may do this during spring training because I saw a huge slowdown in sales when I didn't even put my store on vacation mode. I just turned off my promotions, my promoted listings. And I was able to handle, it's like, man, it was pretty easy. I didn't make any sales. I mean, I made sales, but normally during the time that I would have been, Thursday night through Sunday night, that would have been, had I not done any shipping, which I would have been in Chicago at the Cubs convention, I would have came home to 400, 500 items to ship. I came home to like 220, 230, which is still up, but it's half. In fact, I don't even know if it was that many. So let's go to impressions. Let me check my calendar to see when exactly I was at Cubs convention. It was January, was it 13th, 14th, and 15th? So let's just take that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Impressions. Let's go January 13th through, that was a Friday through, this is amazing. I mean, I can already tell you this is going to be an insane difference. Where's my pen? So Friday, 3-day period. Friday through Sunday. See, that was 113 through 115, because we're going to do a same snapshot of a Friday through Sunday. We'll do the most recent, which was what, February 17th through the 19th. We'll do that 3-day snapshot. 300 and you're probably like, well, how many more listings do you have? Actually, it's going to be pretty similar. In fact, I can go to my spreadsheet. I won't bore you like I did Tuesday night with Ty on my on my formulas. But let's just take a look. January, because I keep track of where I'm at on this handy dandy spreadsheet. January 13th. Let's see. I was at 9,000, or wait, no, that's sold. I was at 31,200, which is basically where I was at this past weekend. 31,500. So it's only going to be a 300 item difference. So that snapshot between January 13th and January 15th, a Friday through Sunday, I had turned off promotions. My impressions was 358,637. And page views was 2,362. So I think those are two important statistics to look at. Now, my promotions are turned back on, and they range from 5 to 10%. And we wanted to use what? February 17th. We want to use the latest Friday through Sunday snapshot, just because we want to use the same days. February 17th through the 19th. 3-day. And I haven't looked at this. Holy shit. Now I have 217 to 219. And remember, this 3-day snapshot is only on 300 additional listings. So January 13th through the 15th, turned off promotions, and I had 31,200 active listings. My impressions during that January period with no promotions, 358,637 impressions, 2,362 page views. Now, this is an insane difference. However, the page views is not insane. Okay, now, fast forward this past Friday through Sunday, same Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a month later, 3-day impression. Remember, we were at 358,637 this past Friday through Sunday, 2,065,769. Page views did not go up as crazy, because that's what almost an 8. Is that an 8x? What's 4 goes into about a 5x, 4 to 5x. But page views only went up about 1.5x. Page views went to 3,348 from 2,362. My quantity sold actually didn't rise that much. My quantity sold went from, where was I at? 182 to 361, which is about a 1.5 to 2x. So, so you're going to have a lot more eyeballs, and you're probably going to do about twice as much, which is what I expected, twice the amount of sales. And I think if you're running your store correctly and efficiently, that 2x, even though you're spending 5%, 8% on promoted listings, you're selling twice as much. And if you're capturing those 10 sales at $1.50 each, even with volume discounts and a promotion fee, boom. That's why we don't fear fees. Yesterday, I don't even think I talked about it yesterday, but don't fear fees, because fees can help you. And promoted listings and those fees, yeah, it's another fee. Well, eBay's taking 12% here and 30 cents here, and now they want to take promotions. But look at what it does. Results happen, and that's what you want. So fees they're not our friends, but it's not something we should fear, which is something that I teased about yesterday, and I don't think I even talked about it. Let's see. Great morning to you, Augusta Lawn Care. Herman took tomorrow off. Hope we're doing 90s football for Guess That Player. Yes, we're going to do 90s football. Herman took tomorrow off to study. So yeah, we're going to do 90s football. Where's my pack set? Are they back here? Where are my... I'm just going to pull a random stack, and these are all, of course, baseball. So let's see. I'll just put whatever the first football pack I pull out of here is what we're going to do. As long as it's not... What did we do 2 weeks ago? These are all freaking... Oh, we got Upper Deck. 93 Upper Deck will be what we play with tomorrow. So that's what we'll do. Name the player tomorrow on a free-for-all Friday. We missed it last week because I was just recovering. So we're back at full speed. So we will play Name That Player. It's Name That Player, Catch Uncle Rich, who has a demanding lead at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, because we gave him a bonus point for knowing whatever player that was. We did a trivia question on the back of a football card, and he knew it. So he has 40 points, Uncle Rich. But Scotty Dubs, man, he's good at this game. Scott is at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Scott's at 30. And we've learned that Uncle Rich is not quite as sharp with football as he is with baseball. So we've seen some players catch up doing football. Zach and Porter, really good at football. They're up to 9 points. Max, he's at 10 points. Basement Card Collectors at 7. We've got Card Hobbyist, 10 points. Oh, wait, no, Card Hobbyist, 9 points. Minneapolis Kids, 7 points. Diego making a little run. He's at 6 points. So we'll play name. Oh, Flipping Sports Guy. He's at 7. So we'll play Name That Player with 90. What did I say? 93 Upper Deck. 93 Upper Deck. 2 3-day weekends in a row. Rocking. Let's see. What's this week? What's a 3-day weekend this week? Or is it just I'm taking a day off to take a day off day? I know we had President's Day. President's Day last weekend. Is there a holiday? See, it's the end of February. Is there any holidays? Talking Tatis sounds like a great show lineup for Saturday. Thank you. I appreciate that. Uncle Rich, there he is. And Chris wants the set to have more cards than is needed. I think so. And I think going back to what's ideal, I think Chris wants, I think 792 is the perfect number. And I think Chris wants it more to be like Topps Total. I want there to be Topps Total. Now, I don't want there to be Topps Total in how they brought it back a couple of years ago. That sucked, where it's like $1 a card. Topps Total should be like gigantic hobby boxes for super cheap. Just make the cards cheap, no hits. No, you don't even need inserts. Make it like it was in the 70s and 80s. There's no chase. It's just base. Hey, there's a slogan. Topps Total. No chase, just base. There's a market for that. Maybe it's not enough to sell and make money for Topps, but for me, I would love that. No chase, just base. Give me some Topps Total, baby. I want to see those 40-man rosters. I want to see the journeyman catcher on a baseball card. We don't get enough of that. And I'm going to go into that about football because I have some strong opinions on football. But I think Topps Series 1, Series 2, and Update 792 was the perfect number. And why are they doing 660? Not only is Topps doing 660 for 1, 2, and Update, but they're throwing in like, how many Wander Franco cards can we get in? We've got his rookie card. We've got his rookie debut card. We're going to throw him on with Ronald Acuna and say something splashy. We're going to do some other card that we're going to call a rookie card. Why the hell does Wander Franco need 7 Topps cards throughout Series 1, 2, and Update? That's what I don't like. But I get it from a business standpoint. Wander Franco sells cards, and the more Wander Franco we can shove down your throats, the more you're going to buy, you sheep. That's what we are. We are just sheep for Topps to make money. But I think Topps Total should come back. No chase, just base. Like Topps 40-man. They did that back in the day, or was it Upper Deck? Somebody did a 40-man set back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Robert says, I bought about 20 Panini Classic football cards from you last week. Fast shipping and great cards. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback on fast shipping because there was some slow shipping that went on last week because you know, I didn't want to frickin' have a box of Kleenex over here blowing my nose and like touching your baseball cards. So hopefully, if you bought cards from me last week, you appreciate the fact that I thought of you and held back from shipping for a few days so I didn't get my snot-nosed hands on your baseball cards. But I'm sure I'm going to get dinged because I know I was late shipping a few cards here and there. I will take responsibility. I didn't communicate. I should have communicated. I need to learn how to send like messages on like outstanding shipments. But I did. There were a couple messages that I sent out to people that they may have bought since I was slow in shipping. They may have bought like over multiple days. So it was legitimately in multiple transactions. And I'm like, hey, by the way, your orders are going to show up in 2 packages, or all of your orders are going to be in 1 package. So I did do that to a few different buyers. But I think I probably, not probably, I should have sent out a mass email saying, hey, I'm sick. I have COVID. I don't want to touch your cards with my snotty-nosed hands. So hopefully, but if I don't tell you that, if you don't know as a buyer and I'm just slow to ship, you just think I'm an a-hole slow shipper. So that's on me for not communicating. Communication is key. Rich says, and he shipped fast while under the weather, even more impressive. Thank you, Uncle Rich. Augustus says, did you guys hear about the $250K payout for the entire gold insert? Yeah, the SSPs, the gold mirror. In fact, Real Breaks, my buddies Tom and Ryan, which, by the way, Tom from Real Breaks will be, if you want to meet Tom from Real Breaks, he will be set up at the Madison Card Show this Saturday. He's here every month, and he'll sign your autograph. Tom's awesome. Ryan's awesome too, from Real Breaks. But I think the guy's name is Michael, and he Real Breaks was like chronicling. Is that the right term? Chronicling the chase for Michael. For the SSP and breaking cases and all that fun stuff. So yeah, so I know there's I don't know if they're like teaming up for it or if Michael was just using Real Breaks because of how much tops they can get and then buying from them. I don't know how it all worked, but yes, that's a pretty cool. And that's what I know that the gold mirror SSPs, it's kind of a divisive part of this year's top set. It's kind of a love and hate is a little too strong to use, but there's definitely a dislike to how Topps did it. Many people are applauding Topps for actually putting SSP in large letters on the back of the card. I applaud that as well. Some people think it's gimmicky and hokey, but here's the thing, business. We got to think business. Topps can't keep pushing out the same stuff year after year because why? We're going to say, oh, it's the same thing as last year. It sucks. But if they do something new, oh, it sucks. It's too hokey. You can't win because there's going to be half of us that think it's hokey. There's going to be half of us that think it's the same old shit. Same old shit, different day, different year, different product. Red Light 34, what is up? Rascal 30 is here. I did Augusta, and I think I heard some breakers or a group bought hundreds of cases or something like that, so they are plotting already. That was Real Breaks. May have even been thousands of cases. They get a ton of product. He shared some numbers with me. It would blow your mind. Last I heard they were like 50 short. Yeah, last I saw, and this was several days ago, he had like 200 some. And that was like within days of release. Let's see. Red Light 34 says, I will be shipping you a box out today. I don't know who if you're talking to me. Thank you. I think I'm going to be shipping a package to you today. It was like a call to action yesterday. I showed off my love for 1973 Topps, and I'm like, hey, by the way, go to my eBay store. You can get these. And I sold like 25 of them. So I appreciate that. Robert says, appreciate the detailed answer to my promotion fee question. Thank you. One of the things that keeps me tuning in. Thank you. I love the questions. I love to help out. Anyone collect LP record albums? I would like to sell a lifelong collection of around 300 fast. I don't know. I'm sure somebody in the chat can probably help you with that. I have no idea. I will share a story, though. Story time. Oh, I'm out of coffee. I can't wait till I'm in a new house and I have a coffee maker at like arm's reach and I can just drink a pot of coffee during my show. Clendon Thomas. Thank you, Rich. Clendon Thomas. So back in the day when I worked in radio, we had the haunted attic, which I shared the ghost story of the haunted attic, which turned out to be a homeless guy. We had two, like, basically, I called them dumpsters. They weren't dumpsters. I think they were actually like record LP stands, shelves, whatever, but they were just filled with old records. And so I went up there and I loved digging. We also had a brown recluse problem at this building. That's scarier than the ghost / homeless guy. We actually had, we got a day off from the radio station because we had a brown recluse infestation, and Seventh Son Pest Control had to come out and take care of the brown recluse spiders. After the brown recluse spider infestation, I stopped going into the attic. But before that, I'm like, I'm digging through a dark freaking attic, digging through these albums, probably disturbing. That's probably where the brown recluse, where they started like scurrying into the studios downstairs, was because this dumbass was upstairs digging through records, disturbing the peace of the brown recluse population. Anyway, there were some really cool albums up there that talked to my general manager, and I'm like, hey, what are we going to do with these? And she's like, probably throw them away, but there's too many. They're too heavy. We're just going to leave them upstairs in the attic. And I'm like, well, I'm going to start taking them. And what I did was I started taking them and I started putting them on eBay, and I made a ton of money. I probably, for a short period of time, I'm sure I made more money selling these garbage albums from the radio station attic than what the radio station paid me. Because there were a lot of rarities. It wasn't music albums. I learned that there was, at least 15 years ago, there was a big demand for like commercials on records. And these were from like the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And Coca-Cola ads, woof, like $50 an album. Ford Motor Company. There were a lot of car ads on these albums. There were sports figures. Walt Disney. Oh my God. Disney commercials, PSAs on record albums. Holy moly. In fact, I think I have, and I won't go through my email. I won't bore you going through my eBay inbox from 2008. But I'm sure a lot of those show up because I saved all of those messages from 15 years ago. So if you do, just sidebar, if you do have access for like old albums like that, there probably still is a market. There was 15 years ago. There probably still is today. Music wise, pennies on the dollar, at least from what I learned. I'm like, oh, wow. Because by that time, like, I think I certainly wasn't the first person in the past 40 years to dig through these albums. Because there were no Beatles albums, there were no Doors albums, there were no whatever else. There was a lot of Christmas albums, there was a lot of like big band and jazz albums, and then commercials. So like all the good music. There were a few, like I think into the early 80s, there were some stuff that I took, and then I learned that those albums sell for like $1, and it's more of a hassle for me to ship them than it is for the money that I make. But some of those rarities sell for big money. Now I'm going to go down a rabbit hole this morning and look at my old emails, and I can come back. I can do some homework, and I can report back tomorrow morning on what I sold and what I sold it for back 15 years ago when it comes to LPs. But Rascal 30, I apologize. I cannot directly answer that question. Maybe I bet Uncle Rich can help you out on that, on how and where. Let's see. John says, I fear Girl Scout tables set up in front of stores. I do too. I do too, because I have it's like the walk of shame. When you walk into a grocery store and there's that freaking table with 7 little girls trying to sell cookies and you don't have any cash and you just want to avoid contact. Remember, I don't like talking to my neighbors. I certainly don't like talking to strange Girl Scouts. It's like that walk of shame. Like you're walking out and you're like doing everything in your power to avoid eye contact with the Girl Scouts because you don't want to buy their cookies. That's one thing I hate. I hate Girl Scout tables in front of grocery stores. I think John and I share that same sentiment. I also hate the poppy sales, and I know it's for a good cause. So I'm not like hating on the cause, but the practice. It's like the boot, the fireman's boot. I hate it. I hate it because I feel guilty when I just like roll my window up in the summer and like look away. I don't see you. La 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 la. I can't hear you. I can't see you. Turn the radio up. I want to ignore you because I don't have any cash. Usually it's because I don't have cash. Actually, now that I do card shows, I always have cash on me. Back in the day, I never had cash on me. My wife got so pissed off. Hey, can I borrow? Hey, do you have $20 on you? Because I never had cash. It was always card. That's my fear as well. I fear tables set up in front of grocery stores. It's almost like and if you just walk on by, like I don't want engagement. And it's like, well, you're an asshole for not just say hi, make eye contact and say hi, but that's not what it is. Like I would do that if they didn't engage me and be like, and give me their sad story like that. Don't do that. I don't want that. I'll give when I want to give. I'll buy Girl Scout cookies, but it's going to be from like my friend's kid. Don't trap me. That's entrapment. That's what it is. The Girl Scouts are playing entrapment. And the boot and the poppies, it's all entrapment. Augusta Lawn Care says, no matter how may I promote, I still always sell more by natural views, and it seems like I always sell more when I list. I honestly think staying active is the key. Dude, promotions, if you're only doing 1 or 2%, you're not going to see as big of a kick. But if you go to 5 to 7, 8%, I guarantee you, your promoted views and sales are going to far outpace your organic. It's a known fact. Let's see. Uncle Rich says 93 Upper Deck has great photos. I vaguely remember 93 Upper Deck. From here through Memorial Day, it's just taking days off. Yeah, there's no like real holidays between now and Memorial Day, is there? Let's see. Paige and Deanie Bean says, Bo, you should just rename it Catch Uncle Rich, right? Uncle Rich could take a whole month off and come back and smoke everyone. Yeah, it's like he'd just tease you. He's like, oh, Scott's 1 point behind me. Well, I'm going to make my triumphant return today, and boom, I'm up 10 again. There are some good people participating. I will admit there are some, and it's kind of depending on set. Like all of a sudden, Zach and Porter, boom, nail it. It's also, you've got to be fast typing. I mentioned this to my wife. My wife and I watch Jeopardy every night. It's like our dinner routine. We play Alexa trivia, followed by Jeopardy on Alexa, and then we watch the show Jeopardy. And I don't know how it came up but I'm just like, I think my wife said I would be terrible at Jeopardy. They're so hard. The questions because we had a perfect game yesterday on Alexa Jeopardy. The questions on Alexa Jeopardy are like typically super easy. Like we're always at 4, 5, or 6 out of 6 correct. And we got 6 out of 6 correct yesterday. My wife pulled one answer out of her ass. What was it? Michael B. Jordan played Venom. Like neither of us watch any Marvel movies or those types of movies. And my wife's like, I have no idea. Who is Michael B. Jordan? Correct. It's like, Holy shit. Let's see. And I'm like, I would suck at Real Jeopardy. And because Real Jeopardy, the questions are super hard, or the clues are super hard. But then B, it's all about, it's with name that player. You've got to be fast because you're participating against other really smart people. And with Jeopardy, I would either be, I'm slow. I'm slow. Like my reflexes are super slow. Slow reflex. And I would be either super slow to a question that I know or answer, whatever the hell, Jeopardy. Or I would be too fast just because the first 5 I know what the answer is. I'm just going to say question answer. I know what the answer is, but I'm too slow. So now I'm just going to freaking buzz in and try to be the fastest buzzer. And then the next 5 questions, I have no idea. Now I'm $5,000 in the hole. That's why I would suck at Jeopardy. So I would be no good at the game of Jeopardy because the questions are freaking hard because they're going to throw Bible questions. They're going to throw a Bible category. There's always a Bible category, which I know nothing about the Bible. There's always a Shakespeare category, which the only thing about Shakespeare I know is Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, and Othello, and I think A Midsummer Night's Dream, and the Globe Theater, and that's where the Globe Theater. That's all I know about Shakespeare. So we've got the Bible, Shakespeare. What else is in there? There's always like science. So between those 2, I would like, that's like Jeopardy and Double Jeopardy right there, categories where it's like, I'm out. I'm over. Rich says no one's lead is safe, and we need that 3-point conversion to come to the NFL. That is kind of unique. I don't like the end of game rules in XFL with the 4th and 15. It's neat, but I don't like it for the NFL. I like it for the XFL. I like it for like minor league. Like some of the rules coming to Major League Baseball, I like for the game of baseball, but not for the game of Major League Baseball. I like it for the minor leagues, but not the major leagues. Harlan says tops total flop with no chase. Rich says 990 total for 1-2 and update, not 660. Is that you, or is that what Chris suggests? I think 990 is way too much for top series 1-2 and update. Way too much. Because that is, God damn it. Oh, I'm sorry. That just slipped out. Effing flashlight. Does anybody know how to turn? Like, there's some key on my phone that flips the flashlight on, and it annoys the piss out of me. And I'm about to delete my flashlight, but I use it like if I'm grilling in the winter, it's dark, and I need my flashlight. Anyway, where was I at? 990. We're going to do the math. There's 30 teams in Major League Baseball. 990 is 33 cards per team. That's just too many. That's too many. I think 792 is the perfect. But I guess with 990, you can throw in 7 different Wander Francos. You can throw in, what else do they have? All the team cards. I hate team cards. That's another thing. We'll do without the team cards. If you put all the guys from the team in, why do you need a team card? So 792 is where I like. Andrew says, yes, preach tops total. Yes, I love tops total. Bring it back. Not the way you brought it back tops 2 or 3 years ago. That sucked. It's just update that has you in front of it. Rich says, that is one of my points about the rookies. Why was there a tops total and a tops total? I don't know. I didn't know there was. Rich says tops total would make tops a lot of money. The only real cost would be photos and printing. Yeah. If it's no chase, just base, boom. No parallels, no chase, just base. And yeah, the parallels don't cost money, but I'm starting to like, I just want a product with base. Like tops total, 40-man rosters, every team. What's that? 30 times 40, and maybe a manager. Let's do 40-man roster. Let's do tops total, 40-man roster plus managers. Let's do hell. Since we're not doing chase, let's just start doing coach cards. Remember, like very few releases have had coach cards throughout the years. So just players, we're going to do tops total. It's going to be 40-man rosters at whatever date they set, like on February 23rd. Whoever's on the 40-man roster of these teams, or actually, I don't think they have 40-man rosters set yet. So March 20th, 30th, whenever 40-mans are set for the season, that's what we're going to roll with. We'll release it in June or July just to give us time. Actually, it'll probably have to be September, October, November. So maybe it's a postseason release. So you've got 1,200 players, 40-man roster for each team, 1,200 players, plus 30 managers. So that's 1,230. And we're going to do a coach card. And maybe it's just floating heads. And it's whoever the coaches are, first base coach, bench coach, pitching coach, third base coach, whoever the bullpen coach, whatever, 5, 6 coaches, they'll be floating heads on one single card. That's 30. It's another 30. That's 1,260 cards. No parallels, no autographs, no chasing, just basing. 1,260 cards. 40 players. We don't need a team card because we have 40 freaking players. 40 cards of players. We have 30 managers. We have 30 coach cards. 1,260. There we go. That's what we're going to do. Tops total, no chase, just the base, 40 players per team, 42 card sets per team, a coach card, a manager card, and 40 player cards. Boom. Done. Tops, hire me. No chase, just the base. Tops total, coming to a store near you. Your hobby boxes are going to be freaking gigantic. Let's see. T206 says, I have a soft spot for Tops Total. Not a football collector, but my favorite Tops Total card is Steve Gleason. It's actually his only card from 2006. He has Lou Gehrig's disease. Yeah, he was on stage at one of the Pearl Jam concerts I was at. I think it was actually the 2016 concert, just ahead of the Cubs World Series at Wrigley Field. David says Upper Deck 40-man was issued in 2002 and 2003. Yes, Upper Deck 40-man, great set. Where are we at? Let's see. So as I'm trying to scroll back through, I think Top Series 1, Series 2, go back to 792 cards. I don't even know how that breaks up into first series, second series, and update. That averages out to, I think, 26.4 cards per team. But you only need, like, say the top, I don't know, 18 players. And it should be, and I think it was mentioned on the Hobby Hotline episode, like it should chronicle, I think it should chronicle like either as the year goes or the prior, like Series 1 should be kind of chronicling the players from, so 2023 Top Series 1, get in the players from last year, like the highlights from last year. Like you're definitely going to have your MVPs have base cards in Series 1, Aaron Judge, Paul Goldschmidt, your superstars from all the teams. And then I get you're probably going to have to hold some back for Series 2 because you just don't want to have backup catchers and relief pitchers in your Series 2 checklist. And I know you're going to have some rookies, and we won't get down that rabbit hole of the rookie card debate and when they should be in which set and whatever. But I think 792, good number. Maybe Tops update if they get back on schedule, back to a normal schedule, with all the issues the last couple of years with supply chain and paper shortage and all that. You get the All-Star, and you don't need like frickin' 50 All-Star cards in Tops update. Just do like maybe the home run derby participants and a few All-Star cards. I don't know. You don't need all of them. Red Light, sold my first card in my eBay store. Excellent. Congrats. The first of many. Augusta says, remember how excited I was when I made my first sale? It is, and it's catching. Once you make that first sale, it's just snowballs, and it's like you get excited for the next. Let's see. Harlan says, DJ Records USA buys. I haven't used them, but have been doing some research for John's collection. Excellent. Thanks for the tip for Rascal. Robert says, I got bitten by a brown recluse when we lived in Tennessee. I don't recommend it. No, fortunately, I did not suffer any spider bites from the brown recluse. I got a free day off at the radio station. Shipping LPs has to be a pain in the balls. Yeah, I have. I think I have one record left, and it was in a collection that I picked up off Craigslist. Don Drysdale, and it's just. I think I took it to a couple card shows and slapped like $5 on it, but it's just a pain in the ass because you have to buy like the oversized bubble mailers. And it's just, yeah, it's, you know, you put them in a bubble mailer, you've got to have a lot of protection. Like I'm with John. It is a pain in the balls. I'll confirm that. Shipping LPs is almost as simple as cards. They make boxes for everything now. Oh, there you go. I guess, yeah, they're probably LP boxes. Let's see. Card Hobbyist says brown recluse bites are overhyped unless you were one of the 10% that has a reaction to it. Okay. I don't want to take that chance. S'mores are great. If they have them, buy those. I love s'mores. Bo hates Girl Scouts. You heard it here first. Let's see. Bo's new motto, forget about the kids. Right. I buy Girl Scout cookies. Just don't entrap me at the grocery store. I tell the Girl Scouts, no, I am watching my boyish figure. Cash doesn't matter. The Girl Scouts have Venmo. I know. Now they can. Now it truly is entrapment. You can't just say, oh, sorry, I'm out of cash. Oh, we take PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. Max says, just say no and say you bought some already. That's actually, if I do accidentally make eye contact and they're like, do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, my neighbor. I'm sorry, I just bought 17 boxes from my neighbor. And instead of now I'm just lying. No reason to feel bad, just like the drive-through line and not buying for the next person. I've never had that, but I'm probably due. This is like the year I'm due. I'm due for the drive-through line, pass it on thing. I already got jury duty coming up. April 3rd, I think. Jury duty. I wonder if it's like the Pauly Shore movie. That might be fun if it is. Majority of my sales are promoted. I reset it every 4 days. If I forget in the morning to restart, my views and sales are terrible till I turn it back on. eBay is 100% pay to play now if you want consistent sales. I will agree 100% to that. I will totally agree with that. Augusta wants to know, how do you reset flipping? Oh, how do you reset? Do you mass change the rate slightly? Flipping says I set it up via advanced settings, and you can choose the time frame you want a promotion to run. So if I set today, I might set the end date as the 27th. So on 2/28, I have to create a new promotion with whatever percent I want. That's actually a really good idea. I just push play, walk away, but I like that because that shows eBay that you're in their back end doing work. They like that. They like when you're doing work. Let's see. Red Light says, Good Friday we have off. Aha. Let's see. I don't read a lot of books, and there is always an author category on Jeopardy. Yes, there's an author category, and I think there was an author category last night. It depends. If it's just authors in general, I can at least come up with, I came up with something last night, and I think it was on the TV version, and we're like several days behind, so it probably aired 2 weeks ago. I think it was Final Jeopardy. What the hell was Final Jeopardy? I guessed it, and it was correct, and my wife's like, did you just completely guess that? And I'm like, it was educated. Like, I thought it could be correct, and it was. Oh, it was authors. It was Tennessee Williams. What was the clue? Tennessee. See, this is why Google is so good. Tennessee Williams Jeopardy clue, because I'm sure it wasn't yesterday. Jeopardy, Final Jeopardy question. Writers in the South. Oh, I guess it was 3 days. Was it 3 days? Monday. I guess we're not that far behind. We're only 3 days off. I think we've been doubling up on our Jeopardy watching. Let's see. Final Jeopardy, the clue. And only one of the three correctly guessed it. Oh yeah, there was a religion category. Let's see. So they're writing about it, but they don't even tell you what the actual clue was. Whatever the answer was, Tennessee Williams. Mark Twain. I'm like, oh, that's a good guess. That could be correct. And it wasn't. Today's Final Jeopardy. Let's see. TheJeopardyFan.com. Ooh, this looks like a fun website. God dang it. Just give me the freaking clue. What the hell was it? I don't care about the contestants. These are all just damn reviews. Okay, here we go. And it doesn't even have, here's Andy's pregame thoughts. So there's the pregame thoughts. And then correct response. Who is Tennessee Williams? But it doesn't even have the frickin' clue. Oh, here it is. It was way up top. Okay, my fault. So the clue, in 1939, he lived on Toulouse Street in the French Quarter and chose the professional name that bonded him to the South. And I'm like, Tennessee Williams was an author that I knew. And I'm like, Tennessee could be South, Tennessee Williams. And my wife's like, did you actually know that or just guess it? And I'm like, well, it was an educated guess. So sometimes, like in that instance, I know my way around. But most of the time, I'm with you. I don't know authors. Let's see. Rich says, no, that's the current totals for tops 1, 2, and update. 990? I thought it was 660. So it must, oh, you're right. Yeah. It's 330, 330, and whatever the difference is. 990. Then why do we, now I'm even more upset that it's not 660 between series 1, 2, and update. I thought it was 660 between 1, 2, and update. If it's 990, what the hell? There's too many stupid cards. That just tells me there's too many stupid cards because they're playing on, and that does make sense now that I think about it, because they put freaking 7 Wander Francos, or name that player of the I won't say player of the year, whoever the hot rookie of the year is. Okay, 990 is too many. We have too many crap cards. Don't put crap cards in there. Oh, Rich, I thought 660. And now that I didn't think about that, did I? Because I know that there's 330 cards in Series 1, and I know there's 330 cards in Series 2, and that equals 660. And here I am throwing tops update. Son of a bitch. 990 is too many. 792. But I guess, now that I think about it, you know what? No. I'm going to backtrack. 990 is not too many. 990 is not too many. Let's do, how about between Series 1, there should be in Series 1 and Series 2, 792. I'm going to say that. Final answer. Series 1 and Series 2 should be 792, and then they can do whatever the hell they want with Topps Update. Kind of like back in the day. Yeah. Because back in the day, 792 cards in the Topps set, and then you had Topps traded. Do whatever the hell you want with it. Final answer. 792 card, Series 1 and Series 2, and then do whatever the hell you want with Topps Update. Make it, okay, don't make it 500 cards. Make it 200 cards. So what is it? 660, 990. So is that 7? I'm going to have to use my fingers again. 760, 860, 960. So it's, oh, I'm an idiot. Of course it's 330, you moron. I'm using Excel too much. I'm using that formula function too much when I can't figure out the difference between 990 and 660. I'm an idiot. Where's my dunce hat? 330. 330 is too much for Topps Update. 660 is not enough for Topps Series 1 and Series 2. We need 792 for 1 and 2. 330 is too much for Topps Update. Let's scale it back. 200 cards. Do without the damn All-Star Game stuff. Do without the frickin' rookie debut. We don't need a 7th Wander Franco card. Do without all that crap. And I get it. It's business. Wander Franco's going to sell. The more Wander Franco we can put in, the more people, the more sheep buy it. I get it. I'm a sheep. Let's see. Rich says parallels are fine for total. Not my tops total. Nope. No siree. No siree. Tops total. No chase. Just base. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says that's 1,200 plus cards, Bo. You just said 990 was too much. Yeah, 990 is too much for Series 1 and Series 2. So I'm behind in the chat. I'm behind. So I'm going to ignore those comments because I've adjusted. Where are we at? I think people are calling out my math mistake. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. He's okay with total having 1,200 plus. Absolutely. Tops total should be 1,200 plus. And then tops, Series 1 and Series 2, 792, and then 200 cards for tops update. So what's that, 992? If you put them all together. So it actually, it is basically all for naught. I'm just saying, essentially, I guess what I'm saying is 990 cards is perfect for top Series 1, 2, and update. But we need to do away with 7 Wander Franco cards, frickin' 50 All-Star Game cards, and all the crap, and make it players. And then maybe that's too, I don't know, maybe that's too much. I didn't really think this through, did I? Let's see. Where we at? Card Hobbyist says 1260 is divisible by 9, so it will fit binder pages. Hey, there you go. Leo says team cards with manager pick like 81 tops. I don't like that. I want a standalone manager card. I don't like team cards. Manager cards, coach card for tops total. Maybe throw manager cards in tops. Series 1, Series 2. Rich says originally Series 1 would be a return to the previous years. Then Series 2 can have a nice mix. Randy says 792 is the correct answer. And the update can have rookies, traded free agents. Yeah, kind of like back in the day. Back in the day with tops traded. Rich says also Series 1, you can make sure you have people like Pujols and lots of Yadier Molina retro card spectives. No. Paige and Deanie Bean says, how about get rid of Series 1 and 2, release all 792 cards at once? Why not? I'm game for that. I know Topps wouldn't be because they want the slow drip. A few minutes, we had 40 people watching. Now we're in the 60s. Yes, hit that like button. Probably people in later time zones getting up. That very well could be. Cooter says quality over quantity. Modern collectors don't care about the base cards, just the hits. 660 and no more, but who cares about my opinion? 93 was the last pack I ever bought or ever will. Wow, Cooter. Bringing the heat. Just tell them the price per cookie is beyond your budget. There you go. What am I paying price per cookie? And that's going down every year. What do you get? And you only get, what, 20 cookies and $5. So what's that? $5, 20 cookies. Is that 20 cents per cookie? That's actually a pretty good deal. Is it $5 per box? If you get 20, it's a quarter. That's pretty good. 25 cents per cookie. $1 for 4 cookies. Not bad. Let's see. But I can lie and say it's too much for my budget. Bo is actually being a good husband and not looking at the but at their moms. There you go. I'm avoiding eye contact with scout moms. Let's see. Winter coat time in the OKC. If you let a promotion run for too long, promoted views can start to dip. It becomes stale like old listings. There you go. That's good insight. And I just fired up mine. Mine were probably getting stale back in January when I flipped them off when I turned them off for Cubs convention. And I guess, I'll flip them off here in a couple weeks when I go to spring training. So I'll reset it when I return. Zach, what's up? Zach Sports Cards and Collectibles. Good morning to you. Just listed 80 cards and I had doubles on eBay. Thanks for the inspiration. You bet. That's awesome. Good luck. Cat on a hot tin roof. Tennessee Williams final was this week. Yeah, it must have been Monday. So we either we skipped some episodes or we caught up. We must have been doubling up on some of last week's episodes because I guess it probably would have been Friday, whatever Friday was, the 10th, would have been the last episode we watched because Monday, the day before Valentine's Day, my wife had a Zoom meeting, and so we didn't play. So it would have been Monday the 13th. So yeah, I'm sure we just doubled up the week I was sick because then we didn't watch it all last week because I felt like crap and then my wife felt like crap. And she's starting to feel better. I'm feeling better. Although I'm still I still have like that lingering stuff. Kind of like a dry throat, could be the air, dry air. John says, I'm sure everyone got the same email, but eBay wants to do a phone interview regarding their interface and design. And I did not see that. I found that clues in one Google. Rich is better at Google than I am. It took me a while. The key to most Jeopardy clues is educated guesses. Yeah, you're right on that. Rich says 220 in each series would not be enough for tops 1. Max says 660 hangs in your head because of the complete sets that come out in Target, Walmart. Yes, that's why I'm thinking 660. NYC Life, what's happening? I'm doing well. Yourself? Let's see. Where are we at? John says, why not call it Series 3 instead of Update? Marketing is the answer, of course. And they should have tons of Yadier Molina retrospective cards, maybe Pujols as well. I like Pujols. I learned to like Pujols. Molina is an asshole. I don't like Yadier Molina. Where are we at? Let's see. John says, need 990 to cover all of pitchers who only pitch one inning. Ain't that the truth? Rich says, that was one of my points last night. Who needs the 5 relievers on each team who are fungible? Harlan says, so you don't want 330 by 3. You'd rather have 792 plus 200. Yes, which is 992. So the number of cards is ideal. I think it's just the content that I don't like. Flipping Sports Guy says, I need my 25 Julio Rodriguez rookies. Yeah, that's what I don't want. The leaders cards. I freaking hate the leaders cards. I know it's a thing. Here's what you know what? I would take, 990 versus 992. I'd rather have 992 throughout the 3 series than 990. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Leader cards. I don't like leader cards, but if they made them vertical, I would. If they made leader cards vertical, they're all horizontal. And I freaking hate it. It's like, who's on this card? Like, I'm just, if you're flipping fast, you miss it. Because I'm not, it's like, oh, junk. Victor, the rookie card specialist, there he is. Update should cover trades, midseason rookies, and league leaders. Boom. I'm with you 100%. And I think 330 is too much. I think we go 792, which whatever that is divided by 2. We'll stick with Series 1 and Series 2. So we'll go 396 cards in Series 1, 396 cards in Series 2, and a 200 card tops update set where we don't need 7 Wander Franco rookie debut, fun in the base paths, crappy cards like that. We want exactly what Victor and I think Rich also mentioned. Trades, midseason rookies, and league leaders back in the day like it was when we were collecting those cards in the 80s. With Topps traded. Flipping Sports Guy says, I never even knew of Topps Total till I started buying bulk collections. I was like, what's this crap? Hey, I love that crap. We're used to you not thinking things through. That's true. What's new? I'm going to talk about a topic and then not think it through. Like, oh, wait, 990 is like exactly the number of cards that I think it should be. But it's the content that I don't like. Let's see. Rich says, flipping, that's why the show is getting to be the surprise hit of the season. Let's see. Hey, that's what Cooking with Bo was. That's what it took Cooking with Bo off. Or that's why it took off. Chris, what's up? Also, all of the cards of 2 or 3 players together with some pithy saying needs to go. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like I probably don't have any because they're freaking junk, and I just throw them in the quarter box. Not that the quarter boxes are junk, just that's where they go. It's like Ronald Acuna and Ozzy Albies playing grab ass in the infield, and it says some saying, what's he say? Pithy. I don't know what that means, but I bet it means what I think it does. And there's Acuna and Albies playing in the base paths. Fun with the Braves. We just go away with. We don't need those cards. We don't need goofing off. Like save that. Hey, here. Here's my opinion. You can have those types of cards, but put them in opening day or big league. Perfect for big league. Perfect for big league. Players having a good time, frolicking and joking with each other in the outfield, in the infield. Boom, perfect for Topps big league. Leave it out of the base set, out of Top Series 1 and Series 2 in update. So let's go back into the chat. Rich says 25 cents a cookie. See, it's a good deal, and some of the flavors are very good. I would agree with that. Sometimes they're so good, I eat a whole row. That's $1.25 in cookies. NYC Life says sales slowed down a lot on football cards on eBay since the Super Bowl. Kind of is expected. What I've learned, and I don't know, times change. During the pandemic, it was crazy. Like during the boom, I should say, football started getting hot again in May. Like I was shocked at the May card shows I was at back in 2021. Everybody wanted football cards. It was insane. It's like, God, we're 2 months away from training camp. In football is just super hot right now. So football has a pretty short off season. Even though it's kind of a long off season, it's in the hobby, it's short. Andrew says, Bo, can you send the link for the most recent Ty Bo eBay chat? You betcha I can. Where we at? YouTube, where we at? There it is. Boom, right on my homepage. 4,300 views. Oof. And it's got how many likes? 343. Oof. Here's our eBay. There it is. Link in the chat. Let's see. Augusta, have a good day. Max says it's funny because I think the way you have framed your eBay business, I would assume you would want as many people represented as possible. Yeah. Bo wants the vertical card so he doesn't have to rotate the card after scanning. Yes, that's also a good point. Oh, Uncle Rich beat me to it. There's the link. So it's in there twice. Leo, what's up? I love the leaders cards and the rated rookies. I love rated rookies. In the Donruss. I hate the leaders cards. Herman says 990 is perfect for the binder. Let's see. David in the house. What's up, Dak T-Mac? What was wrong with 350 in Series 1, 350 in Series 2, and 300 in Update, and even 1,000? I don't know what the reasoning was to scale it back to 330. So what was my idea? My idea was 792 divided by 2. What did that number come out to be? 396. I just think essentially after I've sometimes we have to talk things out. Meaning I have to talk things out before I can get my point across. So I think 792 is good for the base Series 1, Series 2 set. Topps Update, I think 300 is too much. I think 200 is a nice, because of the content. Again, I think it's mainly content. I don't think it's like numerically. I think Topps has it. It's currently 990. I think that's a good number. But I think it's the content, and I think Update's too big. I think Update's too big of a set, and it's just too much fluff. There's too much fluff in Topps Update. We don't need all that fluff. Save the fluff for other products. Like Victor said, and I think Uncle Rich said it before that, rookies, traded players, and then what else did they say? Leaders. And then maybe you have like the home run derby, maybe 10 cards from the home or 8 cards, whoever's participating in the home run derby. And then maybe like a couple of retrospective all-star game cards. You don't need an all-star game card for every damn player on the roster. But maybe the MVP and a couple highlights, maybe a couple highlight cards. And then a home run derby card or 8, whatever it may be. Let's see. Herman says 110 pages on the 990. Read more, need more groundskeeper. There you go. Tops total. Need some groundskeepers. That is why a lot of people watch him each morning. John, there are no George Toma cards, and there should be. Let's see. Where are we at? John says no one cares about pages. It's never been a concern and certainly doesn't drive manufacturing. Sheet size is what concerns them. Leo says we need a Morgana the Kissing Bandit tribute card. I wonder how many people, looking at we went through my demographics yesterday of the age range. I think everybody that's watching this Hobby Evolution knows who Morgana the Kissing Bandit, but I think probably most collectors have no clue who Morgana the Kissing Bandit actually is. Let's see. The sheets need to be certain sizes, says Rich. There are Morgana cards. Playboy did a set about 40 years ago. Max says if we want to get rid of anything that Topps makes, how about these 30 gimmicky chrome offshoots that have come about this year? I agree, 100%. Let's see. Rich says he sent the link. There it is. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says I went back and watched the tie live yesterday. Good stuff. Thank you. John, we need you back in our group chat. You bring the je ne sais quoi. Did I pronounce that correctly? Je ne sais quoi. Let's see. George Toma is the GOAT. They need him at Super Bowl 57. I don't know who George Toma is. Now I'm gonna have to Google George Toma. Hopefully it doesn't take me as long to Google George Toma as it did to find the Jeopardy clue from the other day. George Toma. He's a groundskeeper. George Toma. He specializes in working on sports facilities. Toma is one of few surviving people to have attended every Super Bowl from 1967 to 2023. He has been nicknamed the Sod Father and the God of Sod. The God of Sod, George Toma, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, George Toma, he is the GOAT. He's the God of Sod and the Sod Father. I love it. Let's see. George Toma was at 57. He needs to retire then. They had him from what I saw, but what the NFL wanted to do ruined the field. Now highlight cards would be a good idea. Toma is 94 years old and still at it. Kendall in the house. What's up? I finally caught a live show. Good morning to you. Who was the Canadian having issues with shipping to the States? I'm not sure. Was it Dan Korean Cardboard? Might have been him. And I think he was trying to buy from a Canadian seller is what the thing was. Rich says adults only, but here's a Morgana set. There's Mike. What's up? Good morning. A little late, just in time for me to sign off. So there you go. We talked through my ideas and thoughts on Topps. In the end, I just mathed wrong. 990 is a good number, but we just need it spread out differently. We want 396 cards in Series 1, 396 cards in Series 2 for a 792 card base set, 200 in Topps Update. So we get 992 overall cards. We're scrapping the 7 Wander Franco and Julio Rodriguez cards. We're scrapping all the stupid, goofy crap they put. We're scrapping that, putting player cards in. That's what I think should happen. It won't, but that's my ideal Topps set. Chris says Topps must have really cut down on the design department since the late 90s. They come up one design for Topps and one for Bowman, and it basically covers 70% of the release year. Hey, that's kind of the truth, because it's just all they do is add chrome, sapphire, and Ben Baller's chain. That's all they do. They use the same design and just either chromify it, sapphire it, and Ben Baller it, and that's it. You're exactly right. So that's my thoughts. Wasted 90 minutes talking about my thoughts and my bad math. So here we are. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. A lot of new people. If you came over from watching the video with Ty Wilson over on Chasing Cardboard, I appreciate you. Thanks for jumping over. Well, looks like I'm going to answer a question before I go. Can you use a Fujitsu 6130Z for cards? Don't have the money for the 8170 yet. Thanks for sharing all your knowledge about eBay. You are welcome. I don't think so on the 6130. I do not think that would be a good model for cards. There are 3 models from Fujitsu that I would recommend: the 7030, the 7160, and the 8170. The 8170 is the newest, fastest, and will cost you the most. The 7030 is a great entry level. It's a good way to scale up. It's a good way to, I mean, I used it for a year. It worked. It was awesome. You can find them refurbished, probably in the $300 range. So that would be my recommendation. Do not try to find another feed scanner, whether it be Fujitsu or another brand, because it's likely not going to be a good machine for cards, just because of stuff, the mechanicals on the inside. So my recommendation, a good entry-level feed scanner, is the Fujitsu 7030, and refurbished for $300. And that would be my recommendation. It's a great machine. I used it for a year and love it. So loved it. And now another eBay seller is using it, and I think he's getting good use out of it as well. So that would be my recommendation, because it's gonna cost you around $1,200 for the 8170, between $1,000 and $1,200. Where the 7030, if you buy a good refurbished one, you can probably get for $300. And as you scale your business up, you can afford the 8170 down the road. That's my recommendation. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We will be live tomorrow, Free for All Friday. We're going to name that player with 1993 Upper Deck football. I think that's a combination of the wrapper squeaking and the bricking of the cards inside. We dislike that 90s Upper Deck bricking. So we'll play Name the Player tomorrow morning. It's also a game of Catch Rich Klein, because he has a big lead in the game. So we'll play that tomorrow morning. No Hobby Evolution on Saturday morning, because it's the Madison Card Show. Hope to see you there this Saturday, 9 to 3 at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. It's sponsored by 5 Star Cards, The Lion's Den, AJ Collectibles, Fairy Brother Breaks, and Black Diamond Supply. That's this Saturday, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 9 to 3, free admission, sold out 125 dealer tables. 29 of those dealers were not set up at last month's show. So if you came to the January Madison Card Show, you're going to see a lot of new stuff. See you on Saturday, and I'll review the show. No, I won't. Nope. I keep forgetting. I'll be set up as a dealer in Janesville on Sunday, which means no weekend Hobby Evolution. I forgot. I will be in Janesville on Sunday morning at the Janesville Card Show. I will be set up with my quarter boxes. Hopefully my supply order comes in Friday, and I'll have my supplies for the weekend. So I'll be selling penny sleeves and top loaders on Sunday in Janesville, along with my quarter boxes. I will be blowing those quarter boxes out $100 for a 4-row box of quarter cards. So I'll have those. In fact, I'm going to bring all of my 2023 Series 1. There's going to be commons in there. There's going to be rookies. It's not going to be Gunnar Henderson or Adley Rushman, but it's going to be the other guys, all but about 5 rookies. I pulled Henderson, Rushman, Harris, Gonzalez, Gorman, and I think Riley Green. So all but 6 of the rookies. Oh, and of course the Cubs will be pulled, but those will be available in my quarter boxes. There's going to be a few inserts. I listed a bunch of inserts on eBay, but there's going to be a few in my quarter boxes this Sunday in Janesville. So if you're looking for bulk, I've got you set up. So with that, I'm out. Have a great Thursday. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.